Well, we are here.
And I am the king. I have the crown.
Indeed. That was weird because I had YouTube loud, so I was like hearing everything twice, and it really threw me. And I'm not sure how long I was kind of staring blankly there. Was it a while?
I wasn't really looking. I was looking at
That's all right. Hello, everybody. Oh, look who has finally decided to show the hell up.
Yo.
It's Baby DM.
Oh my god, he looks
rocking the neck beard.
No.
Yes.
You've lost weight and you've become like an Amish.
Thank you.
Like an Amish.
I look up to them.
Is that because you're really short?
Yeah, I like to go by King, and we cut out the starter bit, get rid of the short bit.
Dean, you've not met Baby DM Max before.
Nice to meet you, Max.
It's nice to meet you too, Dean.
Max is Brass's child in the hobby, his Padawan learner, so to speak.
Yeah.
The disappointment of the group.
Yes, my disappointment is immeasurable.
I'm here to break the limits,
What limits? We have no limits.
of disappointment.
Oh, hey, Bakey. Tacti's in the chat. Ashray's in the chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome. In fact, you know what? I should probably put the chat there, shouldn't I? Oh, boy. It is too warm, gentlemen. It is far too warm to sleep. That's why we're here. We were talking anyway, so we thought, we'll just talk on camera and see what happens. Brass, you did a new video. Well done.
I made a video about black dragons. Right, I'm going to spam the link in the chat.
Do it. Yeah, you do that, sir. You spam the link in the chat.
Right, got to promote myself.
Yeah, it's all about self-promotion, man. Oh yes, hello, Violence. All those poor people on the Google tubes, yes. Bakey, you're on TV. It's Paladin Steve. Cyrus is here as well. Hello. Guys, please do share the YouTube link around if it takes your interest. We'll get a few more people in here to hang out.
A very good video.
You watched the breast dragons video,
I've seen it. It was great.
I didn't even send him the link. He found it naturally.
It's because I'm subscribed. It was on my feed.
He doesn't subscribe to me though. No, he's on
I am subscribed to you.
I never see your comments.
It's because your stuff looks not safe for work. Let's just say that.
That's not true at all.
There's a big elf tits in the fucking thumbnails.
How else am I supposed to get views?
The Brass has just started, so I see what he has.
Yeah. He's supporting me.
Tacti, that is the only way to commute home with weather like this. Although I suppose this is different weather over here than it is over there at the moment. Oh no, Paladin Steve, $2 dues for Jack's air conditioner fund. Thank you, because I did spend like £100 on an air conditioning unit, but I've put it in the bedroom where the wife is asleep because I'm a good husband.
Just get another one.
Yeah, I'll drop another £100.
Yeah, easy. You made like almost £60 last stream. So
yeah, and most of that went on an air conditioning.
You should get them winter when they're nice and cheap.
That did occur to me, but I didn't.
Well, there you go.
I mean, a big drink. It's my what doesn't kill me gives me XP tankard, and it's Diet Coke.
Vimto.
Vimto is good.
Oh, Vimto's lovely.
Another wife? No, I only have the one wife. Chug.
All gone.
Yes, Black Dragons. Very good video on Black Dragons. Linked in the chat. People should go and see it.
It was my highest effort video ever.
And it will never happen again.
No, it was
featuring
great.
The squeaky fucking chair that I have in all my audio recordings.
Right. What do we do? What do we do now? Because the conversation was flowing very well, and then we went live, and now it's not. So what do we...
We were talking about cats.
We were talking about cats, because my cat is not enjoying the heat at all.
My 5 aren't. They're just lounging around, not moving.
My cat loves the heat. He's loves it. He's just lying in the sunbeams.
My cats are dying. They just.
I'm sorry. Are you playing that damn horse girl game?
I was about to say, look, this is a topic. Look, get this horse girl game, man.
God's sake!
This is my favorite.
What the?
And you say you've just made this stream NSFW.
What do you mean? She's wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's true.
In that
Cyrus asked, "What is Brash drinking?" Look, I haven't got anything special. I had some Volvic strawberry water that I kept in the fridge. It's nicer than it sounds, and now it's beautiful. Oh, it's nice and cold. 2 liters of it.
I just picked her up off the table. Can you see that I just woke her up? She's not happy.
Now your hands are now covered in hair. I know it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm covered in hair anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac.
Beautiful drink that was.
I see. I don't really like the Volvic stuff. I find that they leave like a weird aftertaste.
Bro, it's just water. If there's an aftertaste, that's on you.
You get strawberry flavored.
I mean, yeah, it was strawberry flavored. Now this is just normal water in a strawberry flavored Volvic bottle.
Oh, I see.
Still has that sort of. It does have a little bit of strawberry to it.
There you go. So you've still got the aftertaste.
It's not an aftertaste. It's a taste.
Is that like those air bottles where you just it's more air like smell than taste, right?
What?
I don't know what you're on about, to be fair.
So if I could bring the chat back to something more sort of roleplay related.
Yeah. Well done, Dean.
Ashray, giving dragons equivalent levels in Sorcerer. When I started playing 5th Ed, the first thing I didn't understand is why dragons weren't spellcasters to begin with. Coming from 3.5, where they really buffed up dragons, especially Forgotten Realms dragons, which was something they did in 2nd edition. I mean, 2nd edition, gee. The Forgotten Realms dragons were made even more powerful than the normal dragon. And then you go to 5th Ed, and all the dragons seem to suddenly lose half of their power as they're more about clawing and biting and breathing and no spellcasting. Oh.
Yeah. What are you uploading? What's this? Delph?
Don't worry about this.
P.png? What's this?
I'm scared.
No, it's not as bad as I thought it'd be.
Nearly got myself banned. I'll have to remember it does that.
Dean's quite interesting.
I'm sorry,
topic there,
Dean. Go on.
No, it's okay.
I was just pressing buttons while he was talking. Carry on, Dean.
He had that ready, I tell you.
Yes. So anyway, yeah. I think dragons should always be spellcasters, personally, and I added spellcasting to my dragons, especially during Tyranny of Dragons. Makes them far more interesting.
In my Black Dragon video, I gave my Black Dragon levels in Rogue.
Ooh,
See, did you not realise that Umbrax had levels in Rogue?
No.
Yeah, he got sneak attack off on the cleric. That's why he went down so damn quick.
I didn't even notice that was sneak attack. I mean, I added sneak attack to my Black Dragon.
It just makes sense.
Pretty much gave it the same spells. Invisibility, as a visibility, darkness, non-detection, so it can't be detected through scrying, and passive out trace, so it's always going to have like a plus 19 to stealth.
Delver, if you want to come hang out, man, you're more than welcome to.
No, I do like the idea of a dragon that sneaks up on you and then assassinates your party members.
Yeah, man. That's why I like Black Dragons. They're my favourite one. Out of the chromatics, anyway.
You don't expect it.
Exactly. It's spooky. It's like Alien.
Well, you always think of a sneak attack as this kind of really precise, right into the kidneys. So you got this huge dragon claw, and it must have this really sharp and almost needle-like point to do the same to you. The dragon comes in, massive claw comes down, and a little claw comes out and goes, tap! And that's its sneak attack.
Like an alien?
I imagine, like an alien, yeah, true. I imagine it to be like, it's like a pounce. It's like it goes, not necessarily going for the throat, it's too big, it's going for the whole of you. But it's sort of like, it gets you while your guard's down. Claw in the back, teeth in your skull, that type of thing. Rather than just sort of flailing around. And
you're walking along, say, a fallen tree like you did in your video, Brass. And then out of nowhere, the guy behind you is there 1 second, and then the dragon's mouth just goes chonk thonk, and he's just gone.
Which is also the exact tactics I used when I did a White Dragon blog on the lostlawscholar.com. Library, whatever it's called.
Yeah, lostlawlibrary.com.
Which we've abandoned since.
Well, I was thinking about the website earlier today, actually.
Maybe I should post my videos on it.
Yeah, because that is another avenue of stuff. But I was thinking something similar, but also just making it one landing page more than anything. But I'm not sure. Like, mostly I use it for business inquiries. Like, people that want to come on the show have contacted me through it. And a few people that want to sponsor here and there have contacted me through it as well. So it's more of a back-end purpose thing at the moment anyway. You know what I think your Black Dragon was missing?
What's that?
I think it needs, like... You didn't really talk too much about its frightful presence.
To be honest, I mentioned frightening presence, if that counts. But that was more in terms of actual appearance. Frightful presence is one of those things I think is actually kind of fucking useless. Because it's good for opening a fight if the dragon goes first with initiative and all that. Because it's not a passive ability. And I've never understood that. Because if the dragon looks scary, why does it have to activate an ability as part of its action to scare you? It should just be, once you're in a certain distance of it, you got to roll a wisdom save or you're too scared to approach.
The way I've always understood it is that the dragon is drawing upon its innate magic to do that. Oh, it's AGP. Hi, AGP. Because if you read like the Dragonlance novels, the way they discuss dragon fear is quite different to how I initially understood it just from reading the stat blocks. Let me just get Shimmerdark's stat block here. So frightful presence.
Don't spoil too much.
Each creature of the dragon's choice that is within 120 feet of the dragon, and you have to be aware of it. Right. I was just checking to see if you had to be aware of the dragon, because what you could do for a black dragon is say, because it's a black dragon and it is predisposed to stealth, you don't have to be aware of it for the dragon fear to take hold of you. You just say, give me a wisdom saving throw.
If a spine chill.
If I was going to like homebrew it more, then that is something I would have given it. But yeah, like frightful presence, it's one of those things, they activate it once, you either fail or succeed. If you succeed, you're immune to it forever. Or at least for a long enough time, for it might as well be forever. And if you fail, you're frightened for like 1 or 2 rounds. You don't approach, and then you get over it, and that's it. So that's why I don't really see the point in it being like an ability it can keep using, rather than it should just be the moment you first lay eyes on it. After a certain amount of time, if you're within 30 feet, 60 feet, whatever, got to make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, there's some primordial, like instinctual terror taking over you that prevents you from wanting to go any closer to this creature.
Maybe you're thinking too literally, because this is because it's set up this way. So that at the start of its multi-attack, it uses its frightful presence, then starts doing its attacks. What that means is, while it's flying around a city and it's meeting a lot of different creatures, it means every 6 seconds it could have new creatures that it can apply its dragon fear to. So there is that to consider. The fact that it's an active plus your attacks, it means it's constantly able to apply its dragon fear to anything new that it might have become aware of it.
So wouldn't that also be the same if it had an aura and it's flying around in anything that gets
it's a design choice, Brass. Second edition had the aura, and how many times around a gaming table you forgot someone charged into the dragon, the DM forgets they've now reached that 240 feet, I think it was. They forget you got to make your save. It was just being forgotten. With it becoming an active ability that the dragon does, now it's in the control of the DM, and the DM can say, right, the dragon's doing this, and oh yes, it's got a fear aura. Right, everybody who's within this area now make a saving throw. And I think it's purely a design decision. rather than anything else, just to make the game a bit easier.
The new monster manual got rid of it entirely.
You're joking.
Any dragon, like what they've done is they've put it as a legendary action, and it's called Frightful Presence, but all it is the dragon casts the fear spell, and that's only if the dragon has the fear spell. So I think only certain ones. I think red dragons.
So you could
black
counter
dragons, blue dragons have the fear spell, and it's like a legendary action, and they can only do it once. That's another thing the new book introduced is like instead of legendary actions taking up a certain number of actions, it'll be like it uses this and it cannot use this legendary action again until next round. So it casts fear, and then the wizard just counter spells it or whatever. It's the same with divine smites of paladins. Now that's actually a spell; it can be counter spelled.
No, that's it. Counter spell's a whole different thing. When I banned counter spell from my last campaign, it freed up the casters completely. You didn't have people who were just waiting to counter spell each other, and it all happened when they were attacked by Nethrilians, who are spellcasters innate.
Netherese Empire, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. During a wedding, it was one of the party's family members being married. That they were high society people. So in the capital of Sembia, and this huge ship appears above the city, cloaks it all in shadow darkness, and then the Nethrilian wizards start to drop down. Any teleports were being zapped back up to. So you had all these wizards grabbing their masters, teleporting, going straight up to the ship because the teleports were being hijacked. But the party were trying to protect this family, and I had a load of small spellcasters, a couple of big spellcasters. The moment one of them cast a spell, it was like, okay, counterspell. And then someone in the party, I'll counterspell the counterspell. And then I went, I'll counterspell your counterspell. And it just showed how ridiculous the whole thing was. And after that, I went, guys, you don't mind if I ban counterspell? And everybody was like, no, please do it. And it made the game actually very different. Spellcasters became feared.
I didn't ban counterspell in my current game, but I've made it so that the min-maxy wizard who's in the game doesn't want to use it because it's no longer like as overpowered. And I basically made it a contested roll, so that both casters roll their spellcasting ability, so intelligence or whatever. Whoever has the higher roll wins. And if it's a higher level cast, so say someone's casting a 9th level spell, for every spell level above 3rd, they get a +2 to the roll. So trying to use a 3rd level counterspell on a 9th level spell now, with this system, is almost impossible to win. Whereas before, we had, in my first campaign, we had a Lich BBEG, this Lich God, that was all spellcasting. And the wizard,
That's
whole
a damned
time...
lie. That's a damned lie. Final fight, he pulls out a pair of magic swords.
I was going to surprise you. He's like, you thought I was just a spellcaster, and then starts going all ultimate warrior on them. But the wizard, the whole time, was just sat in the corner, counterspell, 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 and it's like...
I hated counterspell.
Even 9th and 8th level spells, I just use a 3rd level slot, counterspell, counterspell.
Do you know the way round counterspell? So long as you've got cover, is your enemy wizard moves behind cover, so it can't be seen, begins casting, holds the spell, so it's got to use his reaction, comes back out, then uses his reaction to release the spell. And that can't be counterspell. And it just felt odd. It felt really, really bad. You know,
I think a lot of people ban counterspell now.
It's a bad spell. It really is. It just
locks
more
down. Interesting options.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the way counterspell works for the memes. To be honest, I've kept it vanilla in the game I'm running because the game we're running on my table at the moment is very close to rules as written. There's a few things that I don't really care about, but I just said, you know what, we're just going to strip away the homebrew for the most part, and we're just going to play the game. It's resulted in a lot more lethality, but no, it's been fun. The only time that counterspell would have been useful, the wizard didn't use it, and now his character's dead. Because he got lightning bolted.
He even used it the round before.
Yeah.
Well, no, he used it that exact round because he was going to counterspell a counterspell to his counterspell to counterspell his counterspell.
Yes.
And then you realize that the spell the wizard was actually trying to cast in the first place wasn't actually a spell he could cast, and so he was like, "Oh, hang on a minute, let me try something else." And then the hag lightning bolted him, and he forgot he had a fucking counterspell, despite using it 4 times earlier on.
Yeah,
So-
within that same conversation, like 5 sentences removed.
Oh yeah, and then he died in my game as his bard.
Yeah,
which
so he lost.
Max
a
found
character-
out about through my video because he wasn't there.
I was actually so upset because I
You
like
could
that
have you could have
character as
saved
well.
him.
I
You
could.
have
I
saved
would
him.
have been there as well. That's the thing. I would have been there with him potentially.
Well,
'Cause
it
he
was
on
his time
own
to
at the
go.
time.
It was his time to go. He went well. He died well.
He was a good character in the wrong campaign. Like, my campaign's very wilderness survival at the minute. We're in the middle of a swamp, and when they're not in a swamp, they're in the middle of a winter wonderland. But
It's
less
a
of a
horror.
wonderland. It's a horror land, yeah.
Yeah.
And this character, because he's a bard, he's like a city street dwelling, sort of swashbuckling, scandalous criminal. And he can't really do a lot of his role play as that sort of style of character when he's in the middle of a swamp getting attacked by a swarm of bees. It's not really. He can't talk his way out of it. He can't be like, I'm going to use my charm and my wit on these wolves.
I can enjoy it though. By the way, Cyrus says limit counterspell to once per day.
Could do.
Make it very valuable.
But yeah, just ban it. So, you know what's worse than counterspell? Silvery barbs. Oh my
Never
God.
ever have I cast that spell and it been useful.
I'll
But
give him that.
it's annoying. Oh, what an annoying
It is
spell.
annoying when you know doing rolls and he's like, all right, redo that.
Do you know
Like-
Silvery Barbs, Dean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a divination wizard, not my character. It was actually the guy whose character just died in
This
both
was
of our
your
campaigns.
revenge, yeah.
So last campaign I did, he played as a Chronergy wizard,
Oh.
and oh my god. So I think he was a divination wizard to begin with, and then he changed to Chronergy. I don't know, but he had like 4 different ways of making me re-roll anything I do as a DM. Any saving throw the monsters make, any attack roll they make, any roll I make at all, re-roll, 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 re-roll,
I'm pretty
re-roll,
sure
re-roll.
Still had like a portent.
And
type.
I think he took the luck feat. Yeah, he had like a portent style thing where he was just like, oh yeah, re-roll, re-roll, re-roll.
That's actually a 1. Yeah.
If he failed, oh yeah, I re-roll. I'm going to re-roll until I succeed, and you're going to re-roll till you fail. And it was just every combat, and I'm like, you know what? And then at one point, he's a wizard mind. I had this big demon knock him to the ground, so he's prone, so I had advantage on all my attack rolls against him. And because of like shield and all the re-rolls that he has and all these type of things, every attack was just miss, 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 miss on this prone wizard.
Yeah.
Paladin Steve's made a good comment there about the old ways, because I remember the 3.5, there were only
deep
2
magic.
ways. 2 ways to counterspell. One was a dispel magic, but you had to have it readied and able to go. The second one was you had to do a spellcraft. It wasn't spellcraft; it was called something else. But you had to do a check to see what they were casting, and if you had that spell memorized and ready to go, you could cast it at the same time, and with the 2 cancelling out. I think, it wasn't carried over to 5th Ed because, to be honest, it was a very convoluted, complex way of doing it, and I think they were looking for something far more simple. That said, have any of you come across the 2nd edition? They released, and I think it's at the lockup, but they released a spell combat system, which involved...
I think I know. It was arcane arts or something.
I think it was, yeah, where the schools of magic and the spells you cast all interacted with each other. So the wizards...
Too much.
It was, oh god, it was complicated, but you had this battlefield, you had, so you would gain ground if you managed to counter with the right school, the magics, and it was incredibly complicated.
Too complicated.
Yeah.
I like that. Silvery Barbs is an Elistray cleric only spell. That makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I think just the fact that it's a 1st level spell is ridiculous. And the fact that I can, the way I built Tess, the fact that she could get a free cast of it per day is even better. Tassandra is my
Blade Singer wizard.
Bladesinger Wizard in Baby DM's game.
Yeah.
Because he said, yeah, he let us do anything we wanted.
Yeah, I felt like first time DMing, I thought I'll let the players do whatever they want, and I'll learn the best from that instead of trying to guess what I should ban or stuff like that.
So
now you're learning.
He's learned. He's learned that's a bad idea. Let me get to Sandra. There she is. There's to Sandra.
The thing is, Max, you could easily counter this character. You just have to actually have your enemies cast spells.
Yeah, you have to read the stuff.
Just give them Fireball, and you'll win.
No. Right now you're not fighting anything that's trying to counter you. Well, right now you're not doing anything.
Yes, because you've been lazy.
No, I've been struggling.
I know, man. I'm not judging you. Work kicks ass.
I'm off night shifts now, but I'm going to New York soon. So once that's done, and once
Bloody hell.
Mondays are free, I don't mind kickstarting it up again in Act 2. Ooh.
Ooh.
Don't tell me you're going to New York for work as well, like you did with Ireland.
No.
You're actually having a holiday this time.
Well, my mum wants to go. I don't want to go, but you know, it is what it is.
You're a grown man now.
You can
know,
say no.
you're a baby.
Sorry, Mum. I'm not going on holiday with you.
Just
I'm
be like,
going
"I
to stay and
hate
play
New
Dungeons
York.
and Dragons.
I despise America and everything it stands for.
I can't say no to my mum. All right.
Why?
Let's just leave it as that.
Ashray, it doesn't help that my Bladesinger Wizard, he let us roll for stats. And she rolled godly stats. Like, she is basically a demigod. She's got loads of ways of avoiding damage. She's got loads of ways of redoing saves.
You say that, but I hit you.
If she does get hit, she's screwed. She is a very glass cannon.
I rolled, I think, the most crits against you than anyone else.
The only way you could hit me on several occasions was with a crit.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right, as long as it isn't crit, I'm fine, and then a crit comes. But then you still rebarbed it, and it's fine.
I mean, the only big issue with a lot of this is that it could all be solved if every test was just a 20.
Absolutely.
So, Max, Dean is a game designer. He is the is it CEO of Everay Games? Would that be
the director. So Vicky and I are directors of Everay Games. So we, I created Untold Destiny, and Vicky's a co-creator, so she's put a lot of effort and input into it.
That's pretty cool.
That's what we've been playing on the channel.
Yeah.
With Brass and Variax and whatnot.
And one day, Jack will run a game of his own.
One day, I need to. I've got a rare weekend to myself, so I need to get the dungeon sorted for Sunday because I want to try and start earlier on in the evening on Sunday. Try about 5:30, maybe push to 5 if we can.
Hey, I'm fine for any day. Any time on a Sunday.
I know. You're not the problem.
Let's start at noon. Actually, don't. I won't be awake.
I know.
Wait. Has he made his new character for your?
I made it for him because
Oh.
it was sat there like unmade. It was like half created, and I know him. He's going to try and do it last minute right before the game. So I want, you know what? Here's the spells he's having. Here's his abilities. Create character. There we are. Job done.
Now we just have to hope that he's not too much of a meme.
But no.
Kai, so not only did sorry, I doxed you. Not only did we've got several character deaths on the roster now because obviously Sean's character died in my game, and then on the very next week his character died in Chris's game.
Yeah.
The week
Fucking doxed me as well now.
Oh my
I've
god.
doxed you plenty of
When
times
did you
before.
sort him out?
Well, I was
I've
just
doxed you
live
plenty
in
of
Wales
times
at this point. Come on.
You
And by the
dox
way,
Dean next.
his name is Dean.
Oh my.
Oh
God.
dear, you've doxed me now.
Wait,
Ill
were you in
Jowett.
Are you Dean Winchester?
Dean Winchester. Jeez, that's quite a good name, actually. I like that name. I might become Dean Winchester.
What was I going to say? You throw me completely. Barrack died. Chris's character in Untold Destiny died.
Oh.
Look,
Quite horribly.
He went out the way he lived.
Oh, he
What,
messed
it's
up and
charging
he got
into
eaten by
danger.
ghouls.
He went
and
out the way he lived, swathed in necromantic magic.
Yeah, yes. How do you think he was born?
Swathed in
Yeah, did
But
you
look,
ever ask him?
we should have seen this coming from like literally session 1 where I just jumped into the flower.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like session 2 I was getting beaten up by robots that I really should not have survived. And I was just on 1 HP the whole time because
Yep.
of my
Yep.
muscles.
hmm
And then nearly getting killed by an orc in like session 3.
Don't forget the griffin.
Then
Oh, yeah,
nearly
the
getting
griffin.
gutted by a griffin in session 4.
Yeah.
I don't think it helps that my 2 companions are the most cowardly companions you could ever ask for. Anytime
take
combat begins,
exception
I'm
to that.
standing there, like right.
I
in the
take
open.
exception to that. Against the robots, I was tanking. I went in and I helped Corvus. Against the Griffin, I went and helped you. I stood by you.
You hid in a bush.
Initially, yes, but then I came to my senses.
Yeah, once you realised the griffin was fixated on me, and you're like, oh, now it's safe to leave.
Then I attempted to save your life against the necromancer, but you
Too
know,
late.
you decided to charge
Too
in.
slow.
You failed your you charged in. You failed your acrobatics test, and jumped into a pair of
four times.
ghouls.
Yeah.
You were stunned and paralyzed, and then she repeatedly hit you with necromancy while the ghouls nibbled on you.
Yeah, but it was a cool idea.
Oh, if you
First
pulled it
call.
off, I think it would have been great.
Exactly. See,
But you
Even the
didn't
DM
pull it off. You did you?
Well, I was trying. Okay, at least I was. We were live streaming the game. We needed content.
Live stream.
Yeah.
We needed entertain. Oh yeah, we were recording the game. I guess. Yeah.
Hmm.
There needs to be content and entertainment.
Yeah,
Someone's
that's the
got to do
thumbnail
something
there.
bombastic. Get
Character
views.
death. Oh.
Exactly. You could put it in the thumbnail now. You could use
I mean,
clickbait it.
Kai. Oh, fuck, sorry, Max.
He's done it again.
Call
I've
me
done it
whatever.
again, yeah. Hey, baby. Cindy with an I. You're a bit of a masochist anyway.
I masochist. No, I like not being like optimizing my characters.
No.
I like
There's a
being-
difference between being not optimized and this is too strong. Please nerf this DM on every positive ability you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my first character was like missing an eye and a limb. I thought that might have been like, you know.
It was a
like,
cool idea. But, you know, you had to accept the consequences. Oh, you're trying to
Which
climb a
limb?
cliff.
He was
The
losing
third
his
leg.
left arm, I think, and then right eye. Yeah.
Yeah, the third. We didn't know about the third leg, to be honest.
Well, you never saw it, so you know you kept that close to
It was
chest.
gone. I remember when you first started the game, you came in and you memed just a little bit, not even a big meme, and I kind of pulled you aside and said, "Don't do that again." And then your role play from
he's
then on
been
was
top-notch.
brilliant. And this was his first ever D&D session. Like, listen here, boy.
Yes, sir.
We've got enough memers in this group already.
No, it was great. Honestly, I've said this many times. How I got introduced to D&D is awesome. Like, I was working with the Brass Dragon, and I just happened
no,
to bring
copyright.
up...
You've dead named me now.
Oh, shit.
I'm a
Sorry.
Drake now. Okay.
He's iguana.
Sorry, he's
Iguana.
lost
Yeah.
his legs. No, I didn't know at the time that he was a DM, and I just brought up D&D, and I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to play. I just don't know it.
And then that was the end. You're like, you're mine now. You're coming with me, little boy.
I remember it. He's just
Get in the van.
nodding away, like pretending that he doesn't know, and just listening to me. It was great.
You sort of like reaching out with your perceptions, Brass, to see if he'd be a good fit from then on.
I was. So I had to screen him a little bit.
You took a risk on me. And I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
you were a bit of a wild card. We
And it's
didn't
not
really
paid
know.
off. It's not paid off at all.
Ah, yes.
If only you'd read those books we got him.
I've read them a little bit.
Maybe. Sometimes.
No, I read the traps.
Yeah, that's to be fair. One of the things, Dean, if you know all those old blog posts from like the year 2003, where it's just loads of people drawing traps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I sent him loads of them.
All right. Okay. Yeah,
And
there were some outlandish traps. Really.
Yeah.
There were loads. Yeah.
like the fake pit where you jump over it, but the actual
Yeah.
pit is where you land.
Yeah.
Didn't use any of the major complicated ones, but I like that one.
The
There's
spinning
like a
rooms.
decoy clip.
That's very much what happened, Ashray. That's very much what happened.
And the thing is, both of them got tripped.
Well, the same guy. He was Sean.
Yeah.
He likes triggering traps, to be fair.
Well, that's what you treat him in my campaign. You tell him to go into a room and just activate all the traps.
Yeah, he's got the highest AC, the highest amount of HP. Off you go, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
That's the problem with being a tank, though, is like, I almost feel like in D&D specifically, you are punished for doing your role. Because your role is entirely dependent on the follow-up of your companions. Because if they're like, right, we need you to go in first, and you go in first, roll shit initiative, and then they roll shit initiative, you're spending the whole round just sat there getting wailed on. And you can't defend yourself. You're just, okay, this was a stupid idea.
I mean, it's not too bad.
You complain all the time as your paladin.
I
I
love
had
it.
to introduce damage reduction onto plate armor.
Well, no, that wasn't the initiative that we were complaining about. That was the armor that I was complaining about.
Oh, yeah.
And I was complaining about armor for a long time. And why I don't think it's... Have you seen the videos where like one fully plate armored knight goes up against like 4 or 5 peasants and just wipes the floor with them?
Yep.
I don't really see why plate armor is so weak in Dungeons and Dragons. Because there's no real reason. Like, yeah, you'll get hit, but this is why the brace mechanic is so good in Untold Destiny, because you're supposed to get hit, you're supposed to take the blow, but it shouldn't really do anything to you.
It knocks a little bit of the fight out of you. If you get
That's
your
it.
armor in the way, you lose a little bit of hit points, a little bit of that ability to deflect the blow. But if you don't use your armor, then you're opening yourself. A peasant, you kind of turn, the peasant sees an opening, stab straight into that opening. Your armor's useless.
So in the videos that I have seen of people doing like reenactment scraps, like this isn't scripted, it is like, right, we're going to have a scrap, we're going to see who wins. The peasants really struggle, even if they find gaps in the armor, to then get through the chainmail and the gambeson. So there's this real sense to me that a lot of what D&D armor should be once you get into plate mail, especially, is damage reduction. So in Brass's campaign, I've got some plate mail. It's mundane, low tier, completely ordinary plate mail, and I reduced 3 points of physical damage off of every attack, which is just a heavy armor.
And then when it gets +1, it goes up to +6, and +2 it gets to -9, should I say?
Yeah.
And then +3 is -12 from every hit.
And then in my game, my wife rolled on a treasure table, and just the gods smiled upon them, and they rolled a full suit of plate adamantine armor, which went straight onto Brass's paladin. And I was like, you know what? This is just... Not only does it not, you no longer get crit, it's resistance to all non-magical piercing, slashing, bludgeoning, because it is adamantine fucking plate armor.
Whereas the original mechanics for adamantine is like, you can't be crit.
Yeah, but I just think that plate armor is so underwhelming in 5e especially.
Yeah. Because, like, 18 AC, if you've got a chainmail and a shield, you've got 18 AC level 1, it is on paper very good. I think as well, like, even with your 18 AC, like, and Max had the same problem when he was playing a paladin, you went all into defense. You notice the attacks that do land against you more than the attacks that miss. And I can say as the DM, you are avoiding more attacks than you're taking with that AC. But sometimes a monster slaps you for 50 damage, and it doesn't really feel like your armor's done a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
And as we sort of worked out, like, if you look at high-level D&D monsters, so let's say you've got +3 plate armor, which is the highest you can get, and you are not a shield-wearing, like, sword and board character, it is +3 plate armor and a two-handed sword or something, your AC is 21, without any, like, rings of protection and stuff. And most, like, dragons have, like, +18 to hit. and they've got like 3 attacks.
Yeah.
And it's like your armor in that case might as well say 0, which is a recurring phrase I like to use in my videos, because whenever there's a monster with 20 AC and it's like a CR 25, and I'm thinking, yeah, players have like a plus 16 to hit at that point, it might as well say 0.
Well, that's like what you keep saying in your video. Sorry, I was just shown something really cool over on X. I don't know if they're in the chat or not at the moment, but I'm going to share this because this is it's for Elves in Bikini Month. So if you don't like sexy elves, then I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't like sexy elves.
That's just every day, isn't it?
So Dragonart 2024 has just said that this is something they've done. Made themselves a model and painted it. That looks really, really cool.
Oh, nice.
I like that a lot.
Very nice.
I need to get myself some Grim models, you know?
This is what I find hilarious, right? So that elf, from what I could see, is better quality than any of like the WizKids D&D miniatures that you can get.
Yeah,
the dragons are good. The WizKids dragons are phenomenal, but everything else they do is
like that Isoladrin that you got me, Max, for my birthday. She looks great from a distance. When you get up close, her eyes are like that. And they're just like splodges on the face.
Yeah, well, they can see from multiple angles, you know, they're playing to their strength.
Can I also say Eladrin are really bloody cool. I like Eladrin.
I mean, you like your elves anyway, and
I do.
I didn't realize how strong Eladrin were.
In 4th edition, Eladrin were a player race.
Yeah.
Which is how I found out.
Yeah,
about
they
them.
are. You can you be Eladrin in 5?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Joss played an Eladrin Thorn.
That was it. Yeah. But no, I didn't realize how powerful they were. I thought they were just sort of like fancy elves.
Well, they
technically are, but
they're like angel elves.
Jack, you should tell them all about that city of Eladrin and the Abyss.
I can't remember the name of it, but some long story short, some Eladrin went into the Abyss to save some children. They invaded, and they turned that section of the Abyss into part of the Feywild by just being there. So there is actually a small pocket of good in the Abyss, and it is the Eladrin.
You should run that as a campaign idea when you do your Gratz campaign next.
I think Out of the Abyss features it slightly. But I don't know.
I haven't been there yet.
I think my next campaign idea, hopefully, Untold Destiny will be well beyond 0.4 by then, and I'll probably be doing something with that.
That would be fantastic. And could I be a player?
Of course. Already told you can.
No.
We'll break the curse of Forever DM.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Asher, I've actually made a note of this somewhere, and every now and again I see it, and then I forget about it again until you bring it up. But yeah, I will make another note to look at Lyriel Benry's story. That does sound interesting. Right up my alley. I like Drow. Yeah, 2 of my favourite fantasy creatures in D&D. The Dark Elves and the Super Light Elves, the Eladrin.
Well, I like dwarves and orcs and big dudes.
He's pretty gay.
Nah, not at all. I just like big, shirtless, muscular dudes.
Have you heard of JoJo?
Is this a JoJo reference?
I've never watched JoJo, but I've seen enough.
It's brilliant.
All I've seen is the one scene with the cherry.
Oh yeah.
That's a villain, though.
Dio. You thought it was JoJo you were kissing, but no, it was I, Dio. I know the memes more than I know the show. Oh ho, you're coming closer, are you? Said the necromancer to the dwarf.
I have to come closer to beat your ass.
Have you ever read Marcus Height's The Dwarves, Dean?
No, I haven't. No.
Highly recommended. I sent it to Brass. I don't know if Brass ever finished reading it.
No. It's on my shelf, though. Somewhere.
I think I sent it to you when we were in uni, didn't I?
No, it wasn't that long ago.
There was a book I gave you in uni, then got returned to me like 10
years
later.
That was a D&D short stories. Yeah. Which I read 2 of.
Yeah.
I do not remember them at all. Actually, you send me that book again so I could read it.
I remember one, and it was where they were prisoners in a temple and breaking out.
I think because they weren't like very well-known stories and characters. There was no Dritz in it or anything, from what I remember. It was just literally like it's almost as if they just wrote a little anthology of one-shot adventures as little short stories. So.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting book from the 2 stories I read and couldn't remember. What's that, Ashley? Saying dwarves are only good for working the smiths.
Well,
so look, without smiths, no one would have weapons.
Yeah.
And if no one had weapons, who wins all the wars? The orcs, because they're the biggest and the strongest.
I've got to say, elven craftsmanship is traditionally better.
No, it isn't.
They take too long.
No, exactly. They take too long.
And
Takes
they
them
do long glory and stuff.
It takes them 1,000 years to forge a dagger. No wonder it's better quality.
The elves are coming to take our gerbs.
Not that gerb.
God, the Rings of Power is so shit. I just got reminded of so much of that show, which I haven't watched, by the way. I've only seen bits of it, and it's just elf craftsmen coming to these shores. They're like, no, they're not. You fucking idiots.
When the fuck does that happen in it?
There's right before Farazon gives his speech in the square. They're gonna come take
Oh yeah, no, honestly,
yeah.
I say that because I have actually watched both seasons. There's very little of it that's memorable. I completely forgot the entire idea that there was the Numenorians in it at all. And they're very elf racist.
The whole thing's a mess, and they had the perfect opportunity. If they didn't have access to the Silmarillions and all of that IP, they could have started it with, for example, Aragorn's children in the Fourth Age and at the start of the Fourth Age, and done a new story around that.
They could have springboarded out from a new Shadow, which never got finished.
Yeah.
Because the problem
I'd have still
I
hated
find with is they keep trying to retell existing lore and existing stories, not just Rings of Power, but any remake or any modern version of anything. It always tries to retell what already exists, but just tell something new. Like,
yes, yeah. We want new stories, even if they're based on the traditions of the past. A new telling, a new story. That would be fantastic.
In fact, honestly, if they had just made it almost entirely about the that one elf ranger, the black dude, and the Adar, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Adar, yeah.
Yeah, if they had just made it about that story, and the sort of where Mordor ends up being, the Southlands, I think it was called, that would have been fine, to be honest. That was probably the most interesting part of the whole show.
I disagree harshly.
You haven't watched the show.
I know.
But
I also know enough about the show to the point where creating Mordor, where you got this first sword that is a key to a dam that sets off a volcano with water. That's not how any of that works. Come on. And then you've got there's. It's just so shit.
The worst part was
let's have a
Gandalf.
battle. Let's have a battle outside of this defensible tower position.
Oh yeah, the battle scene sucked. They didn't do a very good job at it, but they did a better job with that story, other than when the volcano erupted, and Galadriel just stands there in the pyroclastic flow and takes no damage.
There is no redeeming that show.
But that was a better story than the Harfoots. Oh my god, the Harfoots. Oh, I hated them. It was a better story than the Numenorian plot. It was a better story than the dwarf plot, at least in season 1, because all that was Durin holding a grudge against Elrond because he didn't attend his wedding 200 years ago. That was the whole story.
I think look, there's a lot of issues with the show, but the Rings of Power wise, one of the big issues is that it was quite obviously loads of people in costume.
Yeah, for a $1 trillion
costume.
company,
When you watch watch the Lord of the Rings Peter Jackson trilogy, despite what you may think of it in regards to the book, it looks like Lord of the Rings. It feels like
Absolutely.
Lord of the Rings.
To be fair, I think that's a problem that most fantasy shows, live-action fantasy shows, have. Because if you watched a Wheel of Time, or even like Merlin, any fantasy show you could think of, the costume design is usually quite shit.
It's just Californians dressing up for a Ren fair. That's all it ever is.
Whereas, like Lord of the Rings, you can't really get better than Lord of the Rings because the practical effect, the costumes were absolutely top tier. Yeah. Even the weapon designs of all the weapons has never been matched because you either get the over-the-top ridiculous fantasy stuff, or just stuff that it doesn't even look practical. It's like you have an orc axe and it's got spikes on the handle.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are you doing?
The thing is, you went from the people with passion, like the people that made the Lord of the Rings films had mass amounts of passion for what they were doing. And then Amazon was like, we'd like money, please. And thought they could buy passion, which you can't.
Yeah.
Look, I will say this. When I was going with it looks like people in costumes, the Númenóreans are supposed to be otherworldly, like the elves, but very much different. When you listen to the way Tolkien describes like Aragorn and Faramir, where the old blood runs strong, it is this really deep, like abiding wisdomous feeling that you get from them, right? But when you get to actual Númenóreans on Númenor, and they go, "We're gonna take our gerbs," you're like, "This is just a dude."
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this, like, the Númenóreans lived centuries. They were so powerful, so broad-shouldered and tall, that when they turned up on Sauron's doorstep, Sauron went, "Oh shit, I can't fight that," and surrendered.
Yeah, it said they do a cavalry charge into a pyroclastic flow. That's all we really see of them fighting.
The sea is always right. What?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but Jack, why does a stone sink when a boat floats?
Because the boat looks up and the stone looks down. What the fuck are you doing? I hate it so much. Like, there are some really great things you can do with the mythos of Tolkien. There is so much you could do. In fact, you could go back and you could do completely original characters, just using the Second Age as or even the First Age as a setting, as a backdrop. You could do so much. Like, Morgoth is in the world. One of his lieutenants, like a Sauron-type figure, could be in a small fortress that you could just make up, and your job is to go and deal with that. But that's cool.
Well, that's what I was saying. If they stuck with the elf plot with Adar was for the show standards, a pretty good villain. But if they, you laugh, but you haven't watched the show, mate. That's what I'm saying. For the show standards, Adar was probably the best. Like, when he actually comes to Sauron, especially in season 2, Sauron is so shit. Like, he's actually so bad.
I like the way they just put a yellow wig on him. No one will ever know the difference.
And he's just sat there like he's talking to Celebrimbor the whole time, and he's like, "Oh no, keep forging. Don't look out the window. There's no battle going on out there." And there's just like meteors and trebuchets and orcs running rampant throughout the city, and he sees it. Oh no, don't look at the orcs. Don't look at the orcs. Look at me.
I don't know, man. Like you say, I haven't watched the show, but you know what? That's a win for me.
Beautiful cold water.
Yeah, as you get older, Brass, you decide that your time's a lot more valuable. So
he's older than I am.
I am older than him, and my time.
I meant in wisdom, Jack. Obviously, wisdom.
Oh, yes.
As you get older with wisdom, your time becomes more valuable.
He doesn't have much of that.
Yeah.
I have better riz though. I have higher charisma.
That's because you're a brass dragon, mate.
Yeah, his aura's next level.
Yeah, it's true. See,
I can
Max
tell.
could attest exactly. Actually, I recruited him to D&D after all.
Yeah, I could just sense his aura when I was in this like same room as him. I was like, wow,
Like
I need to tell this
pressure.
guy. No, Conqueror's hockey, more like
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Especially on the customers that walked in and pissed me off.
Don't get me started on that. Today, It was so hot in the office; it was absolutely dead because we serve a building industry, so no one's working in the heat. They've all, and it's a Friday, so they've all fucked off. So I just thought, you know what, boss, 12 o'clock, I'll take a half day, please. I'll just F off. And he was like, you know what, you may as well just go now if you want. And it was 11:30. I'm like, sure. Off I went. And that was great because I got to go to Tesco's. There was no traffic, hardly anyone around. Did my food shop. Brilliant. And then I came back to this oven.
Yeah. Oh, man, I need to open my bloody curtains and let some air in.
Well, whilst we're talking about letting air in, we are coming up on the hour. I think that is a fair enough amount of time to have chatted for a bit. Do you guys think that's a fair amount of time, or do you want to carry on for a
fair
bit?
amount of time?
We can't keep Dean up too late.
You hear that? He hates you all.
No,
I've had a thrilling conversation, and there's so much more we could have engaged with. I was looking for this big, deep, in-depth conversation around plate armor and why Excalibur, the film, shows off real fighting with armor.
I need to. I don't remember if I've watched. I've got a very vague memory of having watched it. But I can, like, when they're in like knee-deep water and fighting. Yeah.
Oh, and it shows how the armor's blocking blows, but it's wearing you down, and eventually your strength gives out, and that's it. You're on the floor. The spike comes out. Bang.
The Mongol dagger. Yeah,
or the dagger, or something like that. Yeah. It's fantastic. Good film.
Very good film. There's lots of other. I'll send you a couple videos of the reenactors that I saw. Which might be interesting. But for now, I think I'm...
Hang on before we end. Before we begin, I need
You're gonna spam your link again.
I'm plugging my channel.
That's a point. I need to plug.
Right, guys, subscribe to the Brash Drake. Oh, I'm still number 2. How am I number 2?
Well, you know, there's Dean's Twitter.
Yep, there you go.
I won't bother plugging Max because he doesn't do anything.
Yep, I'm boring and I keep to myself.
Max, you should start a YouTube channel.
You should.
We
could do a network like back in the day.
You should do a Minecraft Let's Play.
If I were to do YouTube, I don't think it would be with D&D, if I'm perfectly honest.
Good.
To be honest, I'm not really. I talk about tabletop a lot, but it's not really my sole focus.
Even my brother has a YouTube channel.
Everyone does.
I don't remember the name of it.
You have to make one to...
Yeah, speaking of, while I've got you, before we go, what are we doing on Wednesday for Tittle? I have no clue.
Don't know. Depends how hot it is.
Isn't that your job?
I think the weather's dropping down by Wednesday.
Fine. Isn't it hotter tomorrow? Oh.
It's really hot tomorrow. Sunday getting cooler, then it drops right the way down during the week.
If it's getting cool on Sunday, that's good because that's, you know,
it's still quite hot.
Brain power for D&D. Don't say that to me.
Monday drops sharply. So,
do you reckon I should upgrade Paladin Steve to a mod? He's pretty much.
And while you're there, Ashray, Lothian Warlock.
You think Ashray should be mod?
He's always here, and he's always got some drow lore.
He's always you know what? Hold on. I dub thee.
And Stug, if he's ever about.
Warlock of Lolth, standard moderator, and I dub thee Paladin Steve, fighter of the Lost Lore Library.
Ban everyone. Ban everyone quickly.
Quick to abuse your mod's power.
So hang on. You've just promoted a Paladin, ultimate good, lawful good, and a Warlock of Lolth, chaotic evil, and ultimate.
They balance each other out.
There must be balance in all.
They're going to be fighting each other.
It's the angel and the devil on his shoulder.
Indeed. But no, they produce a lot of good community engagement, and therefore they are now moderators because they've been in these chats for weeks now, and the communities are finally starting to get going. Huh?
Apparently, Tacti attempted a super chat or something.
Oh, well, doesn't count then, does it? If it's just attempted. Sorry, Tacti. You got to buy my love.
He said, "Talk about franchises." There we are.
I already ranted about franchises. You guys can go and listen to the rant I uploaded about franchises. I don't want to get angry again at this time of night.
And it's very nebulous at the moment. I don't think anybody truly knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know what any of it means.
Yeah.
It's mostly the fact that everything that they seem to do upsets everybody. They can't seem to put a foot right. They've not produced anything of value since at least Fizzbands.
Everyone who hates WotC has already just stopped buying from them anyway.
Yeah.
And no one likes them. So, like, anything they do, does it really matter? At this point.
No, they can't redeem themselves because what they have done is put empty suit. Oh, look, I'm ranting about it again. They put empty suit after empty suit in charge of that damn company.
It's like,
None of them know
I was
the
getting
customers.
mad when the new edition was coming out. I was getting mad at all the change. Oh my god, they've ruined Paladins. Oh my god, they ruined. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not playing this edition of the game, and I never will. So why am I getting mad? What's the? Oh no, they've ruined a Paladin. I'm never going to play that version of the Paladin anyway. So nothing's changed.
They've taken their game, and it is their game, in a direction that some people like. If you don't like it, then
well, according to the sales numbers, very few people like it.
I did say just some.
There's some good. There's some good in it. There's better than 5e anyway. Some good. The dragon stat blocks are better, other than the lack of frightful presence.
I don't know. There's so many of those monsters. Just like they hit you. This happens. No save.
No, actually, I'm gonna counter that, Jack. That's a first edition mechanic. Old editions of the game also had attacks, like the undead, for example, that would literally de-level you. And I think some of them didn't even have a saving throw, like paralysis and things. You would just get whacked, paralyzed.
I have never actually played first edition, despite wanting to.
So you say it's a new edition.
There's a reason
problem.
we do things the way we do things now because we've evolved from certain ways of doing things. But I will gladly say that getting hit without a save is kind of shitty. Without having that response,
there's a reason it's no longer a thing. It wasn't a thing after I can't remember if it's first or second edition or AD&D or it was one of the old editions, and it was like I remember specifically reading about the undead, and it's like a ghoul would just whack you, you're paralyzed, and they like de-level you and all that sort of thing. And it's
I like the idea of experience drain, but not in the way most people think of it. I like the idea that it wouldn't de-level you, but it would remove progress to the next level. So you'd be losing 100 to 500 experience points if you got smacked by an experience.
Yeah, XP drain could work, but level drain just wouldn't work.
Level draining, it would be too hard to keep track of in modern D&D because there's too many bits. I like it in concept, but I think it makes more sense to drain attribute.
I think it was it Ed Greenwood? I think he was talking about it.
The concept is the same as draining your strength or draining your intelligence.
Oh no, I know that, but I think it was Ed Greenwood because he was the one talking about undead. I think he was actually the one that came up with the level drain mechanic, or at least he put it in a lot of his monsters that he made, the undead as well. And he even said himself, nobody liked that mechanic, so they took it out the game.
So I like the concept of a creature being able to steal energy and life force from you.
Oh yeah, that is good. Yeah.
I wish
we few.
Psychic vampires.
Yes, that's psychic vampires.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
You've completely thrown me.
Well done, Max. Well done.
But I like the idea of creatures being able to take things that are valuable away from you. I don't think 5e goes hard enough with it, to be honest. I think a shadow, when it touches you and drains strength, that strength should stay drained until you can get to a temple.
Yeah.
That's how they used to work. That's how undead used to be.
Brass was telling me there is some diseases or you can get that do the same thing, right?
Yeah, there are. There's like a list of diseases which, to be fair, I have underutilized in this game, to be honest, seeing as we're in a swamp. But there are certain diseases which just sort of permanently F you over. Like they reduce your card, your dex, your strength,
Not-
and
not only am I permanently immune to disease, I can cure disease on a whim.
this is the issue: is any curse or disease you can think of in 5e. Oh, remove curse. Oh, remove disease.
That's why you need to like make them special and link them to something, right? So they have to...
Yeah, that's what I did on Jack's first character. I had a curse that the hag cast on him and Vixene's character because they were in love in game.
Yes.
And the hag hated this and put a curse on them that at first seemed like a really consequential curse. It was like you take 1d6 necrotic damage for every round that you start within 5 feet of each other. And that at first you think, well, that's not really a lot, except that lasts out of combat. So if they're there, canoodling for 30 minutes.
They're dying.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh dear.
We did have.
That's like 100 d6 necrotic damage you've just taken. Whoopsie.
Throughout the campaign. Oh god, I don't know, man. I think attribute drains from powerful undead, powerful creatures should be more impactful.
The cursed sword of the bard that has now died. I was gonna have it where if he didn't didn't do what the sword, if he didn't die, and the sword was telling him to do stuff and he was like keep resisting, the sword would just permanently leech dexterity and strength from him, and then be like, I will give this back to you when I feel like it. And so there's no there's no curing it, there's nothing you could do to get it back other than to appease the sword, who's like, no, you're not getting it back till I feel like giving it back, thank you very much.
We were going to end.
We were.
One last thing on armor, because the Lambton Worm has just come across my feed. You guys ever hear of this?
What?
So the Lambton Worm is a legend from ye olde England.
Oh my god, look at him.
So this knight comes back from the Crusades, as the legend goes, and you can go to Lambton and there's a hill. And this hill has like a spiral around it, and that's supposedly where the Lambton Worm used to sleep. So the knight comes back from the Crusades to find there's this worm hit on his hill, and he goes to fight it, and the worm nearly crushes him in his armor, but he manages to get away. He then goes back to the village and says to the smith, "Put spikes on my armor." So when the worm does it again, he kills himself. It's really it's a really cool little legend. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than I've just given there.
I like the look of the worm as well. Look at him.
Yeah. So if you Google Lambton, Lambton, and look at the hill. In fact, Lambton Hill. I will try and find it quickly. Or Ayton Hill. It's near Eyemouth in Scotland, apparently. That's not. You know what? Brave, you are useless. I'm going back to Google.
No, don't do that. They ruined it.
Lambton Hill. Because it's supposed to have... Why isn't it... I could have sworn I've seen much... It's giving me like the Pantheon on a lot of these. Which is strange. Oh, yeah, maybe they did just build a bloody a bloody Greek-style temple on the top of the thing. Yeah. Either way, there's supposed to be like ridges in there that when you walk up are quite visible.
Well, I like. Well, seeing as we got the picture up as well, right? One of the things I like to think about is dragon sizes and how big a dragon should be. And part of me really likes the sort of medieval style, small, like a dragon that can be feasibly slain with a sword and some courage. Like that dude.
Yeah.
But then the other part of me likes Godzilla. So it's really it's a toss-up between the two.
The duality of...
I guess like 5e D&D, like the more powerful the heroes, the bigger the dragon kind of needs to be. Up to a point. I don't think you should be fighting a dragon that is the size of a planet or a mountain or anything. Like Tiamat's, I think, a good size. But I also like the really... Like, a young dragon, to me, is basically like a medieval dragon. It's like the size of a horse. It's got wings. It breathes fire. it's the deadliest thing in the forest, but a knight with enough courage and bravery can go in there and slay it with a lance or a sword.
I've always found this chart quite handy.
I think, yeah, that's...
So you got small red, medium red.
Yeah, small is like, yeah, that sort of medieval,
that's medieval
size.
dragon,
Yeah.
You're more of the huge red.
Yeah. At least when it comes to the big boys.
I kind of like the large. I'm not gonna lie. I think that I don't like the Godzilla sizing of a lot of things. I think it just gets a bit silly. And you do kind of need to have some feasibility that your sword can hurt this thing.
Well, the thing about an ancient is your sword really shouldn't hurt the thing.
Not unless you got very lucky.
Yeah. And if, like, I know you don't like the Hobbit movies, but Smaug in that was, I think, a good sized dragon.
That was a wyvern.
Well, he isn't. Well, no, we had this conversation
I
before.
know. I was just waiting for you to
dragons.
remember.
This whole idea of wyverns are not dragons, or they're different things. No, they are. They are dragons. They're a type of dragon.
I reject
Wyverns are a type of dragon.
Substitute my own.
And drakes are dragons
within
too.
second edition, dragons were typically several hundred feet. The adult ones, the old ones.
Really?
Several hundred
Jesus.
feet. The body, then the tail was described as like another 120 feet. The wingspan was 300-400 feet. They were huge. I can understand when 3.5 came around. They kind of shrunk dragons down because they were then using models, and it made sense. You couldn't have this huge model sat on the table. Yeah,
I think as well, size is one of those things that, like, I don't think it's very easy to imagine it because a lot of people we don't have a lot of references. If you see a 40-foot dragon, but you're in like D&D and you got the mini on the table, even if you don't have a mini on the table. It's like, that's big, but I charge at it and I'm going to attack its knees and all that type of thing. But I think in real life, if you saw a creature 40 foot tall...
Oh yeah, it'd be terrifying.
But because we don't have anything like that in real life, you don't have the reference. Like, the closest thing would be like a whale standing on its tail.
Tokens on the board don't really do it justice.
Tokens suck. Yeah. It's like, there's like a gargantuan creature is a 4x4 square, but gargantuan can be something like the dragon turtle, which can swallow a galleon.
Yeah.
But you can fit like 12 4x4 squares on a galleon. So,
or the purple worm, which is, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of feet long.
Oh yeah, it's basically like the Doom sandworms, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meme Gazer says that Smug wasn't a dragon; he was a lost soul.
Oh,
good old Smug. Actually, Blue Eyes would be a wyvern. Oh yeah, he's talking about Blue Eyes.
No, Blue Eyes is a true dragon. He's got
Tiamat versus King Ghidorah. I actually posted this on Twitter. Yeah, I asked Celeste because I was talking about Godzilla with her, and I was like, if you're a true Godzilla fan, who wins, Tiamat or Ghidorah? I'm pretty sure it's Ghidorah, to be honest.
I think Tiamat would, because Tiamat is a literal deity. Look, it came through.
Hey.
For the cat brass vid and for the crowns. Oh, so
thank you very
me
much.
Money for Brass's work. I like this arrangement.
I mean, Tiamat can literally create monsters.
I think, like, if you go for movie Ghidorah, then Tiamat wins. But there's, like, versions, same with Godzilla, of Ghidorah, which he's a literal, like, he's a world-eating alien, if I remember right. We need Celeste in the chat. And she'll be able to tell us all the lore. But there's versions of Ghidorah, I'm pretty sure, just stomp, because the size difference.
Well, it's not that at all, is it? Because the thing with deities is they have reality warping abilities. Yes. And Tiamat is a greater deity. So, you know, you've got a lot of power there that would just utterly... Like, I don't even need to do wish, because they have a divine level wish, which just, you are now dead. You are now removed. You are now teleported to an abyss level, which no one's gone to before. That kind of shit.
Well, yeah, that's true. But then Ghidorah travels through space and time, so who knows?
I always loved, when I was doing a high-level second ed campaign, they had this book, Demigods and Gods and Demigods, and it explained when you fight a god what kind of powers they have. And it's silly stuff like they'll always go first on initiative. And I had an order. So if you're a greater god, you always go first. You beat all the other gods before you and so forth. But it was even stuff like saving throws. They never fail a saving throw. Or this one only fails on a 1. Or this one fails on a 1 or a 2. Anybody else in 2nd edition, you fail automatically on a 1, 2, or 3. And then it went round to things like, when they attack, they automatically hit anybody who isn't of this status or higher, dealing this much damage. That's when they're outside their domains. When you're attacking them inside their domain, it's basically, unless you've got some level of protection, they decide what happens, and it happens. You're banished, you're killed, you're whatever. It doesn't matter. If you've got protection, in other words, another god is protecting you, you're their proxy, you can go in with a sliver of their power, then you stand a bit of a chance. But it's not much of one. You don't attack a god on their domain. So it's an interesting concept, having these great powers battle each other, because you're talking a whole different set of rules when you're looking at 5th ed. I don't think they're within this bound array of numbers that 5th ed has.
No, it's more of a 3rd and 3.5 thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the thing with 5th is that it still is informed by what came before. And I think you have to take into account that Lolth is a lesser deity than Tiamat, I believe, slightly lower.
They're on the same. She's a greater deity. Actually,
Lolth is technically I think Lolth is technically a lesser deity at the moment. At least that's what it's listed out as.
Yeah, because
I would count her as greater.
Hang on, let me fact check you.
I would count her as greater. I'm pretty sure Lolth at the moment is.
She's lesser at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I swear I heard that she got demoted to a lesser.
However, she was intermediate in 2nd, and 3rd, greater in 4th.
That was it, yeah, greater, yeah.
Isn't it how many followers you have, or is that
it feeds into it? So it's a combination of how many followers, what you're the god of. So if you're like, oh, I'm the god of the sea, and then the world is suddenly flooded by nothing but sea, you are then incredibly powerful. I think it's also based on a little bit on how AO organizes them. I think there's a little bit of favoritism that goes into it. Plus, you can absorb other gods' bits and portfolios and all the rest of it. It's really complicated.
Get their NFTs, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, Jurgle was the original god of the dead, and that power was split up between 3 different people then, mortals that wanted to take his power, and he split it up between Bane, Merkel? Angela?
Yeah. She's about right. God of necromancy and all that.
Yeah. And then it's no. He was the god of so Bane was tyranny. Merkel wasn't the god of necromancy because Kirenseli was the goddess of necromancy.
Merkel was the god of murder.
No, that was Baal.
Baal was murder. Sorry, Merkel was the god of the dead, the undead.
Yes.
Undead, yeah.
Which is different to necromancy.
Well, it's close enough. enough.
So
and then Orcus is the prince of the undead.
Yeah.
But not a god.
Kalimvor took the title of god of the dead during the times of trouble. And he's now a greater deity.
There's loads of them.
Yeah.
And also, Orcus technically is a god. He's a divine being, but he's not got a domain, despite being the prince of the undead and things. Because I think a lot of the demon lords they are divine entities, but because they do not own a domain, they're not classed as gods.
They do own a domain.
Yeah, they own domains. Yeah.
So the demon.
Well, I mean, they don't have the.
So gods isn't just about having divine power, and it's not just a divine essence. Being a god is a species kind of thing. Your race is deity. You can ascend to it as well, but a demon is cosmologically different to a god because it can't give out spells to its worshippers and things.
Well, it can. You got warlocks of Orcus and things.
No. He's not giving out divine spells. Warlock patrons are different. You don't have clerics of Orcus. You don't have clerics of this, that. If a person says the name of Orcus on the material plane, his senses do not then extend to where that person is. If someone says the name of Lolth on the material plane, Lolth is suddenly aware of that person and everything around that person, I think like to 5 miles away.
Yeah.
So, you know, the deity status comes with a lot of buffs and benefits. Massive amounts. Like, even the lesser deities are hugely powerful.
But then Asmodeus is a greater deity, and he's not a demon, but he is a devil and a fiend.
He was a celestial to start, though.
Yeah, but I don't think he was a god to start. He became a god. Because like through worship, through power, and all that type of thing. Orcus has a massive, massive following of cultists that worship him as a god, essentially. And I think what it is Orcus has a layer of the abyss, but he doesn't own a divine domain because there are already gods of the dead. If he was to he even tried this. He tried to conquer the Shadowfell so he could kill the Raven Queen and take her domain, right, as god of whatever it was that she's the domain of, and then he would have been a deity at that point. But because the demon lords, even though they're all most of them are divine-ish, because they haven't claimed a divine domain, not saying they couldn't do that, but if they did claim a divine domain, they would be considered gods.
Maybe. I've got a feeling that if canon were to progress in that way, I think there would be something screwy that happened that prevented them from actually giving out like divine spells to clerics and things. Look, we have now gone on like half an hour more than I was intending to.
Yeah.
And I'm an old man and I need my sleep. So we're gonna call it there. Thanks for joining me, chaps. We've already plugged, so I'm just gonna press the button. Good night, all.